So I've been teaching my daughter about atoms, right? And there's lessons inside of the atoms. If you learn about, like, I'm teaching her about atoms, and the reason for that is because the lessons in atoms are crazy. Like, if you study an atom and you look at the structure of the atom, you look at the nucleus, right? For instance, right? Like, it teaches you that, like in the 60s they called it the nuclear family. They actually named the family structure after the nucleus, and the reason for that is because the nucleus is what holds everything together, right? You have the protons inside of the nucleus, which are positively charged. You have the electrons orbiting outside, then you have the neutrinos or neutrons. But the nucleus is what, like, holds everything together, because there's something called a strong nuclear force, and it's one of the fundamental forces. You have the weak force, strong nuclear force, electromagnetic force, gravitational force. But the strong nuclear force is the strongest forces of all. And the strong nuclear force is within the atom, and it holds every single thing together. Like, everything orbits around the nucleus. And the family in the 60s, it was called, because the 60s or 50s, yeah, 60s, 50s, 60s, you had a very strong family structure in America, and that's why they called it the nuclear family, after the nuclear strong force, which teaches you that the family structure, when you have a tightly knitted family structure, the community, the society, overall, the nation, the country at large, operates optimally. So every individual operates optimally. Breaking it down individually, every individual uniquely operates optimally. Optimally means most favorable, at their best, when you have a tightly knitted nuclear structure of a family. And so when you study the atom and you understand the atom, the importance of its nucleus, then you understand the importance of the family structure. So yeah, we gotta, I'm teaching my daughter about that so she could understand the importance of her role in the structure of the nuclear family. Because we a lot of us ain't get taught that. That's why we all wacky right now, all of us, including myself. I'm just trying to study to, break some of those generational curses, or break some of those conditioning, right? 'Cause we all been conditioned. So, and then something else I was teaching her too, within the atoms, you have, see, there's no such thing, like, electrons are negatively charged particles, and they orbit outside of the atom, and they're attracted to the nucleus. They're attracted to, excuse me, they orbit outside of the nucleus, not outside the atom. They're within the atom, but they orbit outside of the nucleus. They're attracted to the nucleus because inside of the nucleus you have the protons. The protons are positively charged. So the positive force inside of the nucleus is attracted to the electron, which is a negative force outside the nucleus. And the strong nuclear force which exists between the electron and the proton, that's that force called a strong nuclear force. If that force wasn't there, those protons would explode. They would explode. The nucleus would blow up. Why? Because all those positively charged particles cannot coexist together. Remember, positive and positive creates a repellent force, or a repulsion, a repulsive force. Two positives creates a repulsive force. So the reason why protons can stay together inside of the nucleus is because of the strong nuclear force, which is created by the electrons outside, which is negative. So you have a negative and a positive, which creates the strong nuclear force, because the negative and the positive creates an attractive force. That attractive force is called a strong nuclear force because it holds the protons together inside of the nucleus. Had it not been for that force, those protons would explode and every atom would blow up. If every atom blows up, I couldn't even be alive. None of us could be alive. Nothing would exist, pretty much. Nothing would exist. So yeah, it's important to learn these things. Science is very important, you know what I mean? Because we're all products of science, each and every one of us. And when you understand the science, and the intricacies of the science, the subtleties of the science, you understand yourself better, and you're able to operate and to function and interact with each other from a scientific standpoint, understanding the science that, I'm telling you, it's powerful, because you'll know why. You'll know so much about yourself, and the more you know about you, the more you'll be able to know about others. All right, till next time, peace.